Buongiorno guys. So, good morning. Today we are in Montalbano e Licona, which is the town where we slept yesterday. We...
Fermo un attimino.
Sì. Che c'è?
Ti faccio vedere una cosa bellissima.
Dimmi.
Là c'è un vescovo, lo vede da Cucapietro. Vieni
Vale?
qua, vieni qua,
No.
vieni qua, c'è un sole e non lo vedo.
Sì.
Ora te lo faccio vedere e ci fai una bella foto. È bellissimo,
Sì.
È un vescovo. E qui sopra.
Ah, bello.
Cioè il sole è quello, un pochino ogni modo. Questo qua. Questa è la strada che porta a Castello, dritto di qua. Quando uscite c'è un bar. Endo dritto c'è il Duomo e scendete di qua.
Ok, perfetto.
Come volete,
No.
No, come volete, siete là.
Ho fatto lo stesso giro ieri sera al contrario, però.
Beh.
Okay, so basically I was explaining a bit what to see in town. Sorry for...
You can take the photo with the... You can pose with...
Take the photo. Okay, so it's an old chapel. So, I was saying before, we are in this place, Montalbano. You can see there's also the castle behind me. Apparently the town dates back to Norman times. It's obviously medieval. Apparently it started off with Count Roger, and then Prince Frederick of Aragon, or Count Frederick, one of the two, decided to make it a summer residence and built the castle over the existing fort, and the town started growing and growing, and now it's quite a sizable town. It's really kept in an optimal state, so it's very nice. And anyway, today the plan is we go to the Nebrodi mountains, but before there's a bit of a surprise if we manage. Let's see. The surprise should be on the way, close by, and then we should hopefully manage to sleep in Ganji tonight, which is, I believe, another medieval town. So anyway, let's go. Ciao again. So we have reached the entrance to the castle of Montalbano. You can see the town behind me, and there's more on the other side of the castle as well. That's one of the biggest woodlands in Sicily as well. And up there, those should be the Nebrodi mountains, where we'll be heading later. Fortunately you can't see much from here, but down there at the far end is the sea to the north of Sicily, where you can see probably not much on camera, but Calabria can be seen from here, the southern tip of Italy. And on the other side we can also see the islands of Stromboli and Vulcano, the Aeolian Islands, which is great because obviously there are another two volcanoes and the view is always suggestive. So anyway, walk a bit more around town and we'll take it from there. So here we are. It's our little surprise for the day. We literally decided to come here on the spur of the moment. It was on our way, but it was recommended. So we are at the Altipiano del Argimusco, it's called. What it is it's this plateau between the Nebrodi mountains and the neighboring range of mountains, and it is famous for its massive stone structures and megaliths, which you can see behind me, and there are quite a few more, and all these stones have a name. As you may imagine, this place is revered as a sacred place. Possibly sacrifices used to be done up here, who knows to which god, but it's one of the few places I can say where you can see both the Etna behind me and Stromboli and Vulcano on the other side, back down there. So maybe it was some rituals connected to volcanoes, and every rock here has its little name. I believe the ones behind me are the big and the great mammoth. Presumably at some angle you can kind of figure out a mammoth. But anyway, if you're around this area, which is around maybe a 40-minute drive from Montalbano, this place comes highly recommended. And the views over here are just amazing. So let's see where the path is gonna take us next. A bit lost, but anyway, we'll see. It's time to continue on our way to the Nebrodi and Ganji and leave this magical place. One last round and off we go. Okay, let's go. Next to that bar trattoria, which we just passed.
But no, the thing is, I'm not sure if you stop somewhere and I pass you, or you think, you keep going.
I might have took a turning. Do you remember, like a few minutes ago, there was a bar trattoria?
Shit, man. Can you send me your location?
I'll try because the signal is not very good. Let me send it.
Okay, because I think we might get split somewhere, you know?
Yeah, probably. Alright, let me send you the location.
I kept going down the hill all the time, until now, and I didn't see you, so I must have passed
Okay,
somewhere.
there was like a restaurant and I turned left.
I know where. And is that the road that we have to take, that one?
Yes, if you go back, come next to the restaurant.
Because this restaurant was like in between trees.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll go back. We'll take 2 minutes.
Okay.
So just wait.
I'm here in the car park.
Okay, go.
Jungle. GPS is throwing me down that road. It's a jungle.
Well, probably it's doable, but on a bike like this with proper tires, I think.
Yeah.
We go now.
GPS
Look
is
at
getting
this house
confused.
in the middle of nowhere on the hill.
Huh?
Look at this house in the middle of nowhere on the hill. How beautiful.
can see, we made it to our accommodation in Ganji, and what a better way to end the day after a long day of riding than a nice jump in a beautiful pool and a beautiful location. We're in an agriturismo just outside of Ganji, which is around 2 kilometers to that side. We'll be going there later. I'll show you a bit the place. Today was an exhausting day, probably because of the heat. I'm not quite sure about the temperature, but we had a lot of hot wind today, which really drained us out. So I feel revigorated, but look at this site. Beautiful. Nebrodi and the Madonia mountains, either or. Anyway, so maybe later we'll hook up again when we go to Ganji. Ciao. Ciao. So we're now in Ganji. It's night. We had a lovely dinner at the agriturismo where we're staying. If you need the details of the agriturismo, you'll find them on the website, but it's Casal Villa Raino. Excellent place, as you saw, with a pool and all. And anyway, the owner actually drove us to Ganji himself, so we didn't even need a taxi, and he's picking us up later. It's fantastic. So anyway, now we're visiting the town, and I'm gonna be showing you a bit of Ganji in the next few minutes, so watch the space. So we're in one of the main squares of Ganji. Seems like the tower clock, probably the town hall. So this is presumably the cathedral. And just look at this fountain. Wow, fantastic place. So we are walking off the beaten track in Ganji. What we found out in Ganji was that our host recommended like the main street, which takes from one of the main squares to the other. It's very nice, but it's basically full of bars and pubs, which is nice to have a drink, by the way. What better drink to carry around with you in Ganji than a barriqued grappa? But anyway, we decided to go off a bit the beaten track, and this is another nice angle of Ganji itself. There's a nice chapel. And behind me there's what I believe is the castle of Ganji. Doesn't look much of a castle, more like a palace, but anyway, we'll continue our walk around Ganji until our host picks us up. So let's continue.